How's it going, everybody? This is the Nitty Gritty. My name is Chad. With me, as usual, is Leonard. This is a show about wrestling, and this week we are bringing you another edition of What's That Card, the series we have affectionately borrowed from Mr. Cornette, and I'm sure he checks out all of ours as well. You know, right?
Oh yeah, see, it's a must watch for him. Brian Last won't let him talk about it though. That's the thing.
Yeah, no, it's yeah.
He's the one that's against us. Cornette is totally for us.
Yeah, he has to keep it on the DL. So this time it's my turn to present Leonard with the cards, and anybody who watched the last one will know that I did not do well. So I tried to think of some curveballs here. We'll see if I'm successful or not.
That is what I am scared of. I thought I was going to get because I was admittedly very tough on you because I ran across two things I wanted to specifically do that were a little tough. So we'll see. We'll see.
All right. So let us get started then. I guess I should explain in case anybody who doesn't know what the game is and doesn't listen to Jim Cornette. Basically, we take various wrestling cards from any type of event or promotion, company, territory, what have you. We read down the list of matches, most of the time excluding a title, specific title. And Leonard will try to guess the year and the company / promotion. So that's pretty much the goal. We don't usually go as obscure or old as Mr. Cornette does, but you never know. So let's see here. Let's get started. So Leonard, this card, the first match is Koto Brazil against Myron Reed.
Oh, Jesus.
The next match is for a title, and it is Maxwell Jacob Friedman against Joey Ryan.
Okay.
And the main event of this is a 40-man battle royal. I'm going to read you the list of names.
Okay.
Tom Lawler, ACH, Barrington Hughes, Blue Meanie, Brody King, Davey Boy Smith Jr., Drago, Fala Ba, Fred Yehi, Homicide, Jake Hager, Jason Cade, Jimmy Havoc, Jimmy Yuta, Joey Ryan, John Hennigan, Kenny Doan, Kevin Sullivan, Conan, Koto Brazil, Lance Anoy, Leo Bryan, Leon Scott, Lloyd Anoy, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, Michael Patrick, Mikey Mondo, PCO, Pentagon Jr., Ray Phoenix, Ray Horace, Richard Holiday, Sammy Callahan, Samu, Sawyer Fulton, Shane Strickland, Simon Gotch, Swoggle, Teddy Hart, and Vandal Ortegun.
That's a great name, Vandal Ortegun. My initial guess, and this is because of the MJF versus Joey Ryan match and some of the other names in that 40-man Rumble, some of those names are Impact. Some of those are very random dudes that still work the indies. My guess is going to be Major League Wrestling from 2018.
You are right on both counts. It is MLW Fusion number 15 Battle Riot. And it is from July 19th, 2018, which I just now realized the date is also my girl's birthday. But, well, not the year anyway, but the date.
Yes, but the date, yes.
So Tom Lawler won that Battle Royal, and Maxwell Jacob Friedman won the title in that case, which was the MLW middleweight title. So, all right. So let us move on.
If it gets tougher from there, I may be screwed, but I can at least hang my hat. I got the first one.
Well, we'll see. You know.
Yeah.
All right. So the next card, the first match, Jebediah Blackhawk against Chris Alexander.
Okay.
The next match is a tag team match, Derek King and Jason Lee against BJ Payne and Scotty Saber. The next match is for a title, Chris Michaels against Sean Casey.
Okay.
Next match, Ali against Bull Buchanan.
Okay.
The next match, Robbie D against Trailer Park Trash. The next match is also for a title, Rico Constantino against Flash.
Okay.
And the last match, triple threat, Damaja against Nick Dinsmore against Rob Conway.
Okay. The main event tells me, and Rico Constantino tells me, that we're in OVW. And Damajo is one of the Bashams, but I forget which Basham he is. I would say this is before like the heavy hitter class, before Cena and Orton and those guys got there. So I'm guessing this is late 90s. I will say OVW. I want to go 98 or 99. I'm going to go 99.
You're very close. This is OVW. So you did get that. This is NWA OVW St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Well, just St. Valentine's Massacre, I should say. Yeah. This is from February 16th, 2000.
Oh, I thought 2000 was a hair late, but yeah, Dinsmore actually had me thinking maybe it was later, 98 or 99. But I really didn't have a good idea till you. Wasn't Rico? What was the match before Rico's match?
Robbie D against Trailer Park Trash.
Match before that.
Ali against Bull Buchanan.
Bull Buchanan. That had me leaning towards OVW.
Okay.
Yeah, and Sean Casey as well actually had me thinking it might have been a very late Smoky Mountain card, or you were pulling a fast one on me and giving me a Heartland Wrestling card, which was out of Cincinnati, because Sean Casey, I know, works out of Cincinnati because he does Ohio Independence.
Okay, yeah, I was like, wouldn't it be fun if I could stump him on a show that was in Ohio?
Yes,
that was my logic.
Right there. But yeah, the last two matches definitely had me thinking OVW.
All right. Well, let's get to our last card then. The first match, Terry Gordy against Luke Graham.
Okay.
The next match, Don Bass versus Butch Thornton. The next match is a taped fist match, Ricky Morton versus The Beast.
Okay.
The next match is a tag team match, Bobby Eaton and Luke Graham against the Fabulous Freebirds, Michael Hayes and Terry Gordy.
So Luke Graham's working twice.
And Terry Gordy.
And Terry Gordy. I didn't notice Terry Gordy, yes.
The main event is also a tag match, Gypsy Joe and Randy Savage against Rufus R. Jones and the Mexican Angel.
Initially, I was thinking somewhere in Florida. Because of the main event, I'm thinking, but I'm thinking you gave me a card before that this was the Paphos IWC. But did Savage work a little bit in Florida? And I don't think the Freebirds would have worked for them. This is definitely, I think this is also a spot show because of the fact that you have Graham and Gordy working earlier in the night and then in a tag match. I've heard Cornette talk about that. They would do that on small cards for spot shows. It was called a captain's match. So you could get an extra match out of it. So this is a smaller show for whatever territory this is. I don't think it's IWC. I really want to say it is, but I don't think it is. A lot of those other names has me thinking it's Florida, particularly Luke Graham and Gypsy Joe. This would probably be very early on in the 80s. So I'm going to go Championship Wrestling from Florida, and I'll say 82.
All right. You were wrong on both counts in this time.
First time I think I got both wrong.
This is NWA Mid-America. This is the Gulas territory.
Oh!
And
yeah, okay.
Is January 28th, 1979.
Okay, much earlier than I was thinking.
Chattanooga, Tennessee, by the way.
Chattanooga, Tennessee. Okay, I probably wouldn't have guessed that. That's very much a Cornette card, the Gulas territory. That's very much a Cornette card.
It is leaning towards that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and because of the Freebirds, I couldn't remember when they had formed. I thought 70s was a little early for them. I was thinking they formed in like 80. So they must have formed a little earlier than I was thinking initially.
So yeah, this is one occasion where I looked at like the other two, the previous two cards, like I wanted to go more modern, but with this one, I looked at a map and I was like, what territory have I not used? And I saw this one, and then I pulled up a card, and the first match had one of the Gulas family members in it with that last name, and I was like, well, I can't use that one because that'll tip him off right away as to where we are.
Yeah, if you actually said Gulas, I was like, because they only worked for their territory. And I know from watching Cornette, that was the other half of Tennessee, that Memphis didn't have, and he's talked about that a lot. So if I would have had a Gulas name, I probably still wouldn't have got the year, but I would have known the territory. Yeah.
Right. And I had never heard of Mid-America, NWA Mid-America.
Yeah, I would have just told you Gulas territory.
yeah. No.
I would have said it's the other side of Tennessee from Memphis that the Gulases ran. That's as close as I would have been able to get.
All right. So that's 3 out of 6. Leonard.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the worst I've done.
But that's still better than me.
Yes. And that's still pretty decent. And I was only off on the year of that second one by a year. So,
you were very close.
That's decent. Yeah, that last one, that was a doozy. And I was expecting that from you this time. So
yeah, see, like Cage Match is pretty good about having a history of the various companies and promotions, but like you'd be surprised at how many of these companies have similar names or reuse names that were once used. Like there's this was NWA, like, and that's the other thing that kind of always threw me. Like if it was an NWA territory, NWA came before whatever the name was. And so I had to incorporate that when I was searching for it because there is a Mid-American wrestling, and that's not what this is. This is NWA Mid-America. So
yeah, well, like I told you last time when we did I was looking for. I never did go back to see what it was, but it was the NWA Hollywood that was a recent territory in California, and I found the precursor of that all the way back from the 70s and 80s.
I came close to using that because I saw that and I was like, because it said on the map that I looked at, it said Hollywood Wrestling. And so initially I wasn't putting together that you had just used NWA Hollywood.
Yeah.
And I looked it up. I was like, oh, NWA Hollywood. Okay, he used that one. I'm not going to use a card that he did.
Yeah, but that might have screwed me because I'm like, there's no way that you're going to give me what I gave you. So that might have caught me.
Yeah, the MLW one, I really tried hard to avoid MJF because I was like, oh, like if MJF is there, like that really narrows down the time frame, and I was like trying to figure a card that he wasn't on, but like he was apparently anyway one of their stars. So yeah, the rest of those names I probably would have still went MLW. I would have been more iffy on the year, right?
Because there's no other Fed that I think a bulk of those names. Like if you cut the Impact people and the random dudes and you looked at the other names, like those are all MLW names.
So. Right. All right. Well, let us know what you thought of these cards, and if you're playing along with Leonard, let us know how you did compared to him, and please sound off in the comments. Check out our other videos: Segment Surgery, Stupid Questions, Random Match Reviews, our full-length episodes as well. You can also find us wherever you listen to podcasts. And for Leonard, my name is Chad, and we will see you next time.